Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Drop. And the LeBron 21 has been unveiled. Not officially unveiled yet, but it has been unveiled by LeBron. He was seen wearing a new shoe, of course, during practice or something like that. And we're guessing it's the LeBron 21, right? It looks like it could be the LeBron 21, right? But before we get into that, we also have some other shoes, right? So first of all, we have the KT9. We have some better pictures of the KT9 and it still does not look very good, honestly, right? I think the KT8, 7, 6 look just way better. I don't know what it is, but when I look at this white and blue colorway, it just looks like a budget shoe to me. You know what I mean? So yeah, not a huge fan of that. Also, the traction looks pretty good. It kind of reminds me of the snake game. But yeah, the grooves do look kind of thin, but we can see probably the N2 foam exposed in the forefoot, right? And then the Smart Sam cushion in the heel. It's that green color. And then also in the midfoot, it's probably carbon fiber. So I guess they are still using some pretty good materials. Of course, Anta usually gives us really good materials, really good quality stuff. And also they give it to us usually for a good price, but just, I don't know, maybe it's the upper with the lines, I don't know, but it just does not look like a good, like high quality shoe to me. Like when I just look at it, it just looks like a budget shoe, you know what I mean? And then on the outsole, it says 3D flow, right? So they're using the 3D flow system again. And then the eyelets, it kind of comes into like a V shape, right? And the laces, obviously, we can see flywire cables as well. And the actual material looks like a synthetic material. It doesn't look, when I first saw it, I thought it was like a knit material from like the other leak, but this actually looks like a synthetic material, which I'm not a huge fan of. Because I would prefer knit, but you know, synthetic material also isn't terrible. But yeah, it's just not a huge fan. It does not look good, right? And also we have a picture of the Dame Certified 2.0, right? You guys remember I don't know if it's coming out on camera, but the Dame Certified, the originals were really nice. It's also on sale for like 50 bucks. It's Damian Lillard's kind of takedown model, but it was a really good performer. When I played it, I had a really good time. But yeah, Adidas looks to be doing the same thing that Nike and Under Armour do. You know, for their budget shoe lines, they're pretty much recycling the outsole and midsole, which sucks. I mean, I guess it's not a bad thing because the Dame Certified traction was really good and it looks pretty much the exact same here in the 2.0s. But they just changed up the upper, right? And the upper looks really... yeah, dude, it looks super freaking cheap, right? It looks like they're using synthetic leather materials actually, right? And not a whole lot of like mesh, maybe there is a little bit like in the back of the shoe, but for the toe box, it looks to have like a synthetic leather. It looks like it's super thick, it looks like it's super stiff, so I don't know, I don't really like how it looks either, especially comparing it to the originals, but I don't know, you guys want to see a review on it? Because I don't really usually like doing reviews on, you know, takedown models on the second year because it's the same exact outsole and midsole, and I guess upper can make a little bit of a difference, but not that much. Maybe I'll try it out because I like the originals. But anyways, there's that. And then last but not least, before we get into the LeBrons, we have a look at JB2, the JB2, Jimmy Butler's second signature shoe with leaning. The JB1 was actually pretty damn nice, but we have this all black colorway, which kind of sucks because with all black you can't really see all too much. The quality of the picture isn't terrible, however, but yeah, it does look pretty damn different in design, right? And we can see the leaning logo on the side, and also on the heel we have a really curved, like rounded shape, which I think is good, but it doesn't seem to be using a drop-in midsole because it looks to have an actual foam, you know, like an actual foam midsoles. Usually drop-ins don't really look like that, you know? So I'm guessing they're not using a drop-in. It doesn't look like it, actually, to me. Maybe they are, but it doesn't look like it to me, right? And then of course in the heel we can see Jimmy Butler's logo with an external heel counter, but it actually looks pretty cool, right? We have another one, right? We have another picture. I mean, leaning's kind of killing it. And also we have Kyrie, or Uncle Drew. He's been playing in the Shockwave 5s and he's playing in this white colorway. But yeah, that's kind of like Kyrie's shoe right now. That's probably the shoe he's gonna be wearing during the season, unless they kind of release his signature shoe with Anta, but I doubt they'll do that so soon, right? But now let's move on to the LeBron 21s. Okay, so we have a pretty clear picture of the actual shoe. It's just like really cool gold and like off-white color. It's not really white, it looks more like a off-white, right? But it looks to be a low top, and this is kind of like the new generation of LeBron. And of course, most of his like older shoes were like high tops, cushion was crazy, super high up off the ground. But starting from 20, right, he's had 20 pairs of shoes. And he's saying with the new generation, especially probably for his kids, it's been changing a lot, right? It's more lightweight. You know, LeBron 20 was very lightweight, very responsive, not as much, I mean, he still has a lot of cushion, but not as much cushion as his older shoes, right? And has better core feel and stuff like that. And the LeBron 21 looks pretty damn sick. I like how it looks. I don't think it looks as good as the LeBron 20s, but the 21 looks pretty damn sick, right? So the 20s, of course, had a double swoosh. The 21 does not. It's kind of like embossed into the material. And the material, the upper looks like it's a synthetic material. It looks very, very shiny in this colorway. But yeah, they're bringing it back to synthetic materials. I don't know why. Maybe LeBron had some problems with this material in the LeBron 20 because it's just not as supportive, right? I mean, full on synthetic like this, it also looks pretty hefty, you know? So yeah, he probably wanted a little bit more support. So maybe that's why they changed up the material in the 21. Not a huge deal in my opinion. Like, I don't really mind synthetic materials all too much just because, you know, usually it's thin, it has good support, conforms to your foot pretty damn well. And then for the lateral containment, we can see the actual kind of like outsole, and maybe that's a little, yeah, maybe it's a little bit of the foam as well. Can't really tell with this potato quality picture, but it is coming up acting as a sidewall, right, for lateral containment in the forefoot and also in the heel. It looks to have an external TPU heel counter. But one thing I am curious about is the cushion, right? So we can see in the actual midsole, well, I mean, in this colorway, it's gold, right? And there's a swoosh there. And it's a different color from the actual midsole in the midfoot. So is it a different foam, or they probably just colored it, right? But what is the foam? Of course, here in the LeBron 20, it was Cushlon. It was super duper soft, but also it does look a little bit thinner than the LeBron 20s, maybe just a tiny bit. But also, what type of zoom unit are they using in the 21s? Is it a zoom turbo unit like in the LeBron 20s? Are they using an air strobo unit like in the KD16, like in the heel? Are they using a zoom strobo unit in the forefoot? I don't know. Or maybe full length zoom strobo. I don't know, but it seems pretty damn crazy, right? So we have some other pictures as well. We have this kind of like top down view, and yeah, it's just a synthetic material. The tongue also looks very, very thin. And then from the medial side, we can also see the cushion in the heel, like that gold part. But also, if you look at the upper, it kind of looks like there might be some Flywire. You guys remember in the old school like Hyperdunks and the old school Kobe's and stuff like that, they used to have the Flywire going through the actual synthetic material. That would be a really dope throwback. If they bring that back in the LeBron 21, I would actually be pretty damn happy. But yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts on the LeBron 21? I do love the redesign of his entire shoe line. Just because LeBrons have always been heavy, they've always been bulky, they've always been high up off the ground, too much cushion in my personal opinion. So yeah, I love how they changed it up with the 20s, and from the 20s and going on, I feel like they're gonna be making like this style of shoe, right? And hopefully they make it like this, you know, kind of maybe Kobe-esque, but more like LeBron style, you know what I mean? A little bit more cushion than Kobe's, but for the most part, design is very similar to Kobe's as well, and that's what a lot of people said about the LeBron 20s. But the LeBron 21, hopefully it performs just as good as the LeBron 20s, because LeBron 20, like, this was one of my favorite shoes to play in for the last year. Amazing, amazing shoe. It'll probably be very, very expensive, just like the LeBron 20s. I mean, LeBrons have always been expensive, so it's probably gonna be like 200 bucks. But yeah, since LeBron has unveiled it pretty much, it'll probably be coming out maybe when the season starts, right? But I am very, very excited about it. Tell us what you guys think of the LeBron 21 down in the comment section below. And also, what do you guys think the tech is gonna be? Are they gonna be using zoom, air? Because LeBrons have always used like crazy air units or zoom air units, you know what I mean? But since it has a midsole, right? And nothing's like crazy as far as like, you know, it doesn't have like an Air Max unit or anything like that. It'll probably be a, you know, a unit encased in the actual foam. So again, very, very excited to see what they have to offer as far as the cushioning setup goes, but I do like how it looks. I definitely feel like it is a little bit of a downgrade coming from this material to that synthetic material with the LeBron 21. But again, like I said, I don't really mind synthetic materials all too much, right? But anyways, that about concludes this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.